Hello everyone! Warner Brothers finally dropped a trailer for Aquaman, and we're going to break down lots of Easter eggs and tiny little plot clues. So, probable spoilers are ahead. We get Aquaman's origin story in this trailer and find out that he's a hybrid of human and Atlantean DNA, meaning that, like Hannah Montana, he exists in both worlds. His mother, Queen Atlantis, is played by Nicole Kidman, and his dad is played by Tamura Morrison, aka Jango Fett, aka Rex, aka Commander Cody, aka all of the clones, and aka this terrible redub of Boba Fett's voice in the special editions of the Star Wars trilogy.
You may take Captain Solo to Jabba the Hutt after I have Skywalker.
He's no good to me dead.
He's no good to me dead.
This early Harry Potter at the Zoo-esque scene of Arthur being teased at the aquarium is a meta-commentary on Aquaman, that he's the weakest member of the Justice League.
Arthur is talking to the fish.
I hear you can talk to fish.
Aquaman, you go! Talk to some fish!
We see brief glimpses of Willem Dafoe's character Volko, who is in a Justice League deleted scene. Volko is Atlantis' chief scientist, kind of like the undersea Shuri. It looks like he's training young Arthur how to swim and catch sharp objects with his hands. Anyways, these scenes of Aquaman raising a submarine from the sea and fighting its crew likely take place early in the film and show the origin of one of the film's villains, the Black Manta. The filmmakers have said that Black Manta's primary motivation is revenge for his father's death, so it would make sense if Aquaman attacked a sub full of pirates, which included Black Manta and his dad. Arthur and his dad are having a nice drive and are attacked by a tidal wave, and I think it's likely that Mira shows up to help them, explaining why she's standing beside them in front of the wrecked truck. Little side note, she has an A symbol on her belt that is the traditional symbol of Aquaman, but it also appeared in Luthor's video files of the Justice League members. At the time, it kind of seemed like Luthor had a design team to put together logos for the Justice League, like it was kind of silly and not realistic. But in this context, it does make sense. A is the symbol for Atlantis, so maybe Luthor's researchers linked Arthur to that symbol. Anyways, Mira is the Nala in this premise, the long-lost love of the hero with royal heritage, trying to get him to set everything right by returning home to his kingdom. Yeah! So Aquaman's half-brother Orm, who's called Ocean Master in the comic books, has gone full Voldemort and declared war on the world of humans. He's currently trying to unite the 7 tribes of Atlantis. Now remember, way back when Warner Brothers gave us our first look at Aquaman, it was this poster. No one at the time knew what Unite the 7 meant. Was it the Justice League or was it the Seas? Well, now we know that it means the 7 kingdoms of Atlantis. Atlantis is kind of like Westeros, where there was once very different kingdoms ruled by 7 kings. You can see references to these 7 kingdoms all over the trailer. There's this shot of 7 statues of kings holding tridents together, symbolizing uniting their forces into one kingdom. And there are 7 spikes on the fin-like helmet on this statue behind Aquaman. In the DC comics, after Atlantis sank into the sea, people adapted differently. Some evolved to breathe underwater, and others, like the brine, de-evolved to crustacean people.
Crab people, crab people.
The Trench are these xenomorph-looking guys who live in the Marianas Trench. At one point in the trailer, they're storming a ship, and Arthur and Mira dive off with a flare to draw them away. You can see in this close-up that the Trench don't appear to have eyes, which makes me think that they sense the heat rather than see the flare. The Trench serve Arthur's brother Orm, and later you can see them fighting Mira's people, the Zebellians, who are riding giant seahorses. Aquaman also used to ride a seahorse, but now he's upgraded to a f***ing sea dragon.
My man!
We also see the Fisherman, led by the Fisher King, sorry, I meant the Fisherman King, this guy, who is played by Jaimin Hunsu. Who played Korath in Guardians of the Galaxy and the Wizard in the upcoming DC film Shazam. A lot of the movie's plot revolves around recapturing the tridents of King Atlan to unite the 7 kingdoms. Much like when Worf and Dax recovered the lost sword of Kahless, am I right? Nerd! These shots of Arthur and Mira standing in ruins in a desert are more than likely from the search for the trident. Since Atlantis used to be on the surface, there could be a clue as to its whereabouts on the surface. And this is where Arthur Curry is key because he exists between 2 worlds. Not everyone in Atlantis can travel from the water to the land. I mean, yeah, apparently Mira can, but these guys would probably flop around like bass in a boat. Little side note, the pilot of this plane is Lee Wannell, who co-created the Saw franchise with James Wan, the director of Aquaman. And this is where Black Manta is going to come into the fray. The filmmakers have said that Orm gives him his plasma beam shooting armor to kill Aquaman. Orm is less powerful on land, so he'll need all the help on the surface that he can get. Mira escorts Arthur to Atlantis in a bombo, and the sight is breathtaking. One thing I love about this trailer is it hints at these rich, immersive cultures, kind of like Lord of the Rings meets SpongeBob SquarePants. Warner Brothers deliberately held off unveiling Atlantis in the Justice League to save the reveal for this film, and I, for one, am really glad the visual effects team from Justice League got nowhere near Atlantis. Arthur duels Orm for the kingdom on the lip of a volcano, which is both badass and echoes the waterfall duel in Black Panther. Underwater lava flows are a real thing, but very rare. But even if they weren't, it's Aquaman. You're going to have to suspend your disbelief, because otherwise you're never going to be able to enjoy watching Khal Drogo treat with sea monkeys. Are you guys excited about Aquaman? I am. It seems more in line with Wonder Woman than Zack Snyder's darker DC films. It seems to have a lighthearted tone, a brilliant color palette, and superheroes that actually enjoy being superheroes. But let me know what you think in the comments below. For Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy.